All right, we are recording. Okay, awesome. So you guys, so some of you are maybe thinking like, why now? Why are we doing this? And those of you really quick that are just hopping on, we're gonna just have like a 15-second dance really quick to this awesome song because that's how we're gonna start it off. So if you know this song, raise your hand. It's sort of hard to dance when you're in a chair, but that's all right. So Pump Up the Jam was the song, in case you don't know that song. But so why are we doing this? Those of you who watched Aaron and Courtney's video, there were so many things away, but one of the things that struck me so much, awesome, Donna, I saw your comment. I'm glad you said that. One of the things that really struck me and really hit home for me, where I have not been showing up for you guys, is like team huddles, team calls. We used to do these every single Sunday night. And it was really a place that I could just pour into what's on my heart, what's on my mind. And so I'm like, shame on me. We're getting right back to these, you guys. And here's what it's not. It's not going to be training. It's not going to be how to talk to people. It's not going to be saying this new promo. It's going to be to fill you up. It's going to be a place where you can come on Sunday nights. You can, whatever's happened last week, whatever's happened this week, guess what? Tomorrow morning when you wake up is a brand new day. It's a brand new week, and you get to decide tonight, you get to decide on Sunday nights what you want it to look like. How is it structured? And so I want to take Sunday nights for us to come and us to be able to talk. And, if you have anything that you're like, I really think this would be a great topic, or you find yourself like really, filled with something that that people can hear and can inspire people, or maybe you have a story or something to share. You guys, I don't want it to just be like me always talking to y'all, but I do want you to know that this is a place that I want you to be able to come and allow me to fill you up and to serve you and your positive mindset, and no matter where you are on the spectrum of that. Because those of you who didn't know me years ago, like I had a glass half full, but I had a lot of self-doubt. I had a lot of self-doubt could I accomplish goals? I had a lot of self-doubt and a lot of comparison. And I'm not saying that I'm always over that, but I definitely have come a long way. I'm down a different road. I'm further down a different road than I was. And if I can serve you and helping you in those things, that's what I want to do. And so I would love to start out each Sunday night with someone sharing their story, because honestly, that's why we're connected. We're connected because this product has impacted our life. It's impacted the way that we feel each and every day. And I feel like that's part of what we're doing for others. So I'm going to share my story with you guys. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I am going to share why I started on the product. And I am going to share what continues to give me hope, and what continues to give me hope for others. And I was in a place, I had a very, very rare brain tumor, y'all, and I was really, really sick. This was a little over 4 years ago, and I was on the other side of it. Now, here is what is crazy, and here's why God showed up so much for me during that time, and I didn't even know what was happening. I actually already had Thrive Experience in my house before I ever had brain surgery. I had it. It was sitting there. It was in a box. It was by my bed. I never opened the box. Okay. Obviously I had stuff going on in my life, but normally when you get a shipment, you open it, right? I didn't pay attention. I didn't really care. Even afterwards, after my surgery, I tell you that because Amber kept loving me where I was. She didn't even know what was going on. Like I wasn't really public about what my health was. Nobody really knew unless you were like tight in my inner circle. So she didn't know, but she kept loving me where I was. And I just was, probably wasn't very nice to her, probably like ignored her. But one day, I don't know what, I woke up and I was like, I think I want to do this product. I reached out to her and said, all right, tell me what's in this box. What do I got to do? I opened it. I unboxed it. We did, I went for it. And my perspective, the road I thought I was traveling down was a road of 30 days where I was going to do this product, and it probably was going to be like everything else I had tried, too complicated. It wasn't going to do much for me. And then I would be on with myself, right? But that didn't happen. And so I want to first talk to you about perspective. We all have prejudgments. We all have judgments of people, of things in our life. And so making sure that you try to not have that, making sure that you don't look at a box and judge it. You don't look at a person and judge it. You don't look at these things, because she had no idea from the outside looking in. Trust me, I looked like I had it all together, but my life was falling apart behind closed doors. My health was. I opened that box. My life changed within that first 10 days. I began sleeping better. My mental clarity was just laser focused. I gave up cold turkey, all the synthetic caffeine I was drinking. People were noticing. I was talking about it. Like I would talk about a hairstylist that I love, or a new restaurant that I am incredible with, or my gym that I love. I was talking about it conversational. I didn't know that I was promoting the product, right? Then that's when she presented the business to me. And I'm not going to go into that side of it, but I journaled very early on about my first 30 days, because I knew here I am getting close to my 4-year anniversary. And, if I wouldn't have journaled about it, I probably would have forgotten that perspective. I probably would have forgotten what it felt like to be at 8:30 on a Sunday night and dreading Monday morning. I would have forgot what it felt like to be at 8:30 on, an evening and been exhausted with dishes in a disgusting kitchen because I was too tired to clean up. I would have forgot what it felt like that I didn't care enough or have enough energy to take care of my own self. And so I challenge you to think about your perspective on others, and think about the words that you choose when you're describing your own story. Not that you're trying to sell them something, because you're not. You are offering them hope. You're extending them that road of opportunity for them to discover, and for them to feel all of these things. When I think about what I wanted, what was on my heart, and I was praying about what I wanted to share with you guys tonight, Michelle, you will love this, because it was at Orange Theory when it hit me. And I've been trying to verbalize it so I could make a post about it, and I just haven't gotten there. But I'm literally on the treadmill, and I am visualizing. I was challenging. I don't even know what we were doing, but I was out of breath, and I was like, do I bump down my incline, or do I take it up? And I am like, I have a road to go down. Okay. Now I'm using this as an example, but you can apply this to any point of your life: your personal, your professional, your thrive, your relationships in your life, your friendships, your family, whatever it is. You have those roads. One road's really easy. It's really easy to bump down the incline. Nobody's paying attention. They don't really know. They're watching. They got all these people they're watching, right? They're not paying attention to what my incline is. I would have known, but it would have been easy. It would have been more comfortable for me to go down the easy road. It would have been more comfortable, and it would have been safe, right? Have you felt like ever in your life where you're like, oh, I can go that way, or I can go the hard way, but this way, there's flowers everywhere. I know what to expect because I drive that road often, and it's comfortable. It's safe. And guess what? When you get to the end of that destination, what do you feel? I know for me, if I would have pressed the incline down, I would have walked out of there feeling a little disappointed in myself. I would have made some excuses for myself and said, well, I didn't get enough sleep last night, or it just wasn't the normal time I work out, or whatever it is. Whatever that excuses were, I would have made them. I've chosen the easy road a lot, y'all, a lot. And I'm sure I'll choose the easy road in my future. But then there's the other side of it. There's the other side that I was on the treadmill and I was like, oh my gosh, I know I'm hurting. I know I'm dying. I know, but you know what? It's only one more minute. I can do this. I can do this. I can bump it up. I can stay where I'm at and I can go faster. I can take that hard road. Yes, it's going to be more challenging. I'm a little scared because I've never been there before. I've never pushed myself that hard on that. These are all things that were running through my mind. It was an intense treadmill session, I'll tell you that. But the reality is like I applied it to so much in my life, and I'm thinking that hard road, like, yes, I don't travel down it. It's lonely. There's not as many people choosing that path, right? Like I may fall and I may skin my knees. In fact, I probably will, and I'll probably bleed, and I'll probably get my feelings hurt, and I probably won't accomplish any goals. I may not feel warm and fuzzy at all, but gosh, when I get to the end of that road, look at the growth that will have happened. How will I feel? And I started imagining, like, how will I feel when I get to the end of that road? When I get to the end of that task? When I get to the end of choosing which direction and staying committed to the direction that I've chosen? And I just had this overwhelming feeling that I would feel accomplished. I would feel proud of making that decision. Maybe not necessarily proud that I like knocked it out of the park, or that I hit a home run, or that I was the best on that road, or that I did the best that I've ever done, but I would feel proud that I had growth. And I would feel proud that I went down that road and I chose it. It wasn't chosen for me. I made the decision. It wasn't somebody at my work saying, you got to do this. It wasn't somebody in my house saying, you got to choose this path. It wasn't a friend that I felt obligated that I have to choose that path, right? It was a road that I am specifically choosing to go down. And it's not always that as hard as we think, right? I got to the end of that minute and I was like, dang, that wasn't so bad. It felt like it pretty much what I was doing before. But I felt more accomplished. My growth was there. Now when you go back to a situation, your starting point is different. The example I'm using is for a treadmill, but it's only because that's where it came to me. That's where this visualization came to me. And I think sometimes the first part of it is like realizing that you're at a crossroads. Sometimes I think life sometimes is so busy for us that we don't even realize that we're there. We don't even realize that we even have a choice, that we have options to choose. But we do. I mean, probably one of the biggest choices I will say for me personally in my personal life where this shows up is with relationships, with friendships specifically. Because there are lots of times I've had to choose to go down the harder road and maybe disconnect or end a friendship, or, just sort of separate myself because we're going down a different path. Our values, our goals, things are different. And it's okay. It's not that I don't love those people, but I'm choosing the hard road and maybe they're going down an easy road and we're just not the same anymore. Maybe we'll meet on another road. But there are so many things that you can apply it to. Another thing that really came to my heart was living in the moment, right? You guys know that like I love goals. I love setting goals. I'm a little obsessed with them. I have been my whole life. And a lot of goals I don't necessarily achieve. I know it's easy to get down about them, right? It's easy to plan for things. It's really easy to say, okay, in 5 years, I want to be here. I want to retire at this age. This is how much money, that's really how our society is. You get a job, you work for corporate America, if you do, or if you have, and it's like, all right, how much do you need to save in your retirement so you can retire at a certain age? You can live this lifestyle. How much money do you need to save for your kids' college fund? How much money do you need to save for, there's all these things thinking about the future. And I love that. I'm not discounting it at all. It's part of how I do set goals. But I think it's so important that we acknowledge and that we accept that we don't get so caught up in the future that we don't live in today. that we don't live in the moment, the chapter of our life right now. It hit me like a ton of bricks this summer when my oldest is going into middle school. You guys, I had the worst year of my entire schooling career was sixth grade. I caught myself being so super negative and sensitive, not directly to my daughter, but to myself about her going into sixth grade. I am like, oh my gosh, all these bad things. I'm rethinking all these bad things are going to happen to her that happened to me. And I had to like stop myself and realize, shame on me. That is not true. She's going to have an amazing year. She's going to have amazing friends and all of that. But I had to stop living in that chapter and living in today and prepping her of how awesome her experience is going to be and that she is going to love it. And I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm no longer allowing like that past bad negativity to sort of creep into mind. Because guess what? If I'll continue to go down that road, I have a feeling that past experience, that past yuckiness that was in my life. Listen, we've all been there. That was just one example of sixth grade, right? But we all have those times of our life that just sucked, right? Like they just sucked. And allowing that to creep back into your current chapter of your life can really be damaging. It can really change who you are and it can impact that future. So my hopes are that you will goal set and you'll plan and stuff for your future. You'll plan for those weeks, but you'll plan to enjoy like the moments that are happening today and not waiting. It's one of those things like with Thrive, people are like, I'm going to wait till Monday. I want to start on a Monday, right? You start a new gym routine and people are like, I'm going to start on Monday, right? Like everybody wants to start on Monday, I get it. It's a new week, all these sort of things. But the reality is if we always say like, I'm going to start in 2020, I'm going to start in September, I'm going to start on Monday, like start today, like whatever it is, start today. Lauren and I are going to be going live on Facebook after this, and you'll have to listen to, some of the things that she's going to share about not biting like an entire elephant, biting the small pieces of an elephant. And that's the thing, like taking that step, living in the moment, because if you are living in that moment right now, you are making those changes right now, even if they're small, you guys. Like, even if you do not move your body at all, you go out and start moving your body for 5 minutes a day, 4 days a week. You guys, that's progress. That's helping today. That's not planning for the future. It's planning for the future, but starting in this chapter that you're living in. And think about that like a lot with your family members. I haven't personally been through a really close like family member, a parent, a sibling, or anything like that has passed. But I've had a lot of friends, especially recently, go through like very yucky family members passing, people that they're really close to, parents, siblings, children. And I hear them all say, like, I've heard almost every single one of them have some regrets about the moments, like about, I wish I would have taken more time. And I mean, it really makes me want to get emotional even thinking about it. And I don't want any one of you, I don't want anyone to ever say, I wish I would have. I wish, because you can't change what happened yesterday or what happened in the past, because we all could say, I wish I would have then. But you can start this week off like living in the moment, having those moments, and living and thinking like today, what is one thing I can do today? One of the things that I do, I don't do it all the time, I want to be better at it, I really do, is asking my girls, like, what is something today what's a goal for you today? Sometimes I'll ask them that going to school, and they usually don't say anything. They're like, I don't know, play on the playground and not get hurt or something. And I'm like, what about making somebody smile? Like, what about paying a compliment to someone? Like, what about filling someone else's bucket? Because maybe their bucket's low. What about, and just sort of making them realize that living in this chapter, living in the moment of today, it can impact so much of the future. It can impact it, and choosing the right road and living in that road day by day by day, not just thinking. A lot of you guys are in the 90-day, and I love the 90-day. But it's not thinking. It's yes, thinking about your goals for November, but it's thinking about what is happening today so I can get there. What am I doing tomorrow so I can get there? So it all doesn't pile up. I'm the world's worst procrastinator. Like, I will have something due and I'm working on it an hour before. I hate that about myself. But it is the truth, and I know it and I own it, and I work on getting better at it. I try to now prepare, like I've forced myself to prepare things like days in advance, because I know I'm a procrastinator. It's the same thing with packing anything in life. But living in that moment of this chapter. And the last thing that was really, really, truly on my heart is, to share with you guys tonight, is when we're looking at changes, when we're looking at like bettering ourselves. I hate to say the word change, because you know what? Each and every one of you are so amazing in who you are in this moment. Like, you have so many amazing qualities. I mean, I'm looking at all your faces. I'm looking at your names, your pictures. Like, you each have something that is so special about you. You have so many people who care and who love about you, and so many people's lives that you, each and every one, have impacted, right? But we all, every single one of us want to be better. We want to just tweak and just be a little better at this. And when we accomplish that, we want to be a little better at this. I mean, that is why we are connected, right? But we also have to acknowledge like who we are and give ourselves like props, because think of where you were a year ago. Think of where you were 5 years ago. And think of like the growth, right? We're talking about that hard roads. Many of you have chosen to take those hard roads, and you have seen that growth. But like when we're thinking of being that, it's sort of that, it's like a magnet. I think of it like a magnet, and you know how like you've got the two ends, and like if you get them right, I don't even know the proper term because this is not like my thing, but two of them go like together. And then if you flip one of them, they're like push apart, right? They like resist. If anybody knows the proper terminology, hook me up with it, because I don't know. But that's what I think. It's like that resistance, right? So if you're thinking about like changing, if you're thinking about like, I'll share you guys with a change that I am making. I'm not trying, I am doing it. It's small things like that, just changing my language. So my daughter is going in, and I am dedicated to Wednesday mornings, spending time with her one-on-one at breakfast every morning before she goes to about a 30-minute difference between elementary and middle. And so like, I'm dedicated to that. You guys, I'm scared to death, and I'm going to fail in that commitment to her. I'm scared to death that like, I'm going to like, something's going to come up, and you're going to be like, oh, we're just missing 1 week. Action verbs. Thank you, Lacey. But I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid like, it's like a resisting a change, because it's a change. It's something different. Am I going to show up? Like, is she going to enjoy that time? I want it to be a time where she opens up to me. So it's sort of like that resistance to change, and I really have to go into it and make the commitment, and with that mindset. But if I focus, like allow myself to focus on, oh my gosh, will this work? Is this what I'm going to envision? It's going to be what it's going to be, and it's going to be great, right? But I have to like think of it like the magnets, and I have to not control the situation. I have to provide the space and the time and allow it to happen. Right? It's like, it's creating it and then showing up every single Wednesday with her at breakfast and allowing it to happen. And it's just like showing up every single day for our life and allowing it to happen. It's creating the space and doing it. Not that going to breakfast with her will be work, but it is a commitment, right? Sort of forces my strict mornings that I do enjoy to change. And I do think like part of why people will want to resist change is because we focus on what we have to give up. We focus on what we have to give up versus what we have to gain. So think about that. Like we resist change. We choose that easy road because we are focused on what we have to sacrifice to give up versus what we have to gain. We choose the hard road. We know we have to give up. We have to give up time with people. We have to give up maybe friendships because they're not down that same road. We have to give up things that we love, that we are special to us. And we focus on those things, which is why sometimes we choose the easy road. But if we can switch our mentality and focus on what we have to gain by living in this moment, by choosing the growth road versus the easy road, then it truly is, we truly have so much to gain if we stop resisting change and we just go for it. I really, really do think that they sort of all, I know it's several different things, but it all really, truly hit me. It started on the treadmill. It went all the way through cycles in my mind, and there are so many things that you can visualize. So if you find yourself this week, you're looking at your calendar. This is a great time also, if you haven't laid out your schedule, you guys, it's a great time to lay out your schedule, set your intentions. When we hop off of this Zoom, set your intention, and then don't say, I'm going to do, if you're not spending time right now on your business, or you're spending 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or you're not working out, or whatever it is that you want to change, that you want to see that growth, that you want to pour into yourself so you can serve others, that choose this week to make an incremental change. Choose this week to not resist the urge to put it off again. Choose this week to move forward. And when we hop off the Zoom, do it. Put it down on paper, because I will tell you, you're much more likely to stick to it when you commit to it on paper. If you feel like you're at that crossroads and you feel like I'm going down this way or situations, whatever it may be, journal about it. Think about it. Pray about it if you pray. And choose that path and stick to it. Figure out what it is. You may end up with skinned knees, but I promise you, your knees will be way stronger for the next road that you go down, right? So does anybody have anything that they want to share before we hop off? I'm reading your comments now.
Kelly, was I supposed to be on this call?
Magnetism. Oh yeah, opposites attract. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys know I was short on my words.
Hey, Kelly.
Donna, how'd you get that cool background?
You see that? Well, I'm on my iPhone. And when you go down there, you hit the more with the 3 buttons, and you can use your own pictures in the background. It's your virtual background.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's awesome. Well, you guys, I hope you got a little something to take away. I hope that you were able to think about some things, and I hope that you were able to really set your intentions for the week. Who knows what we'll be talking about next week? I'm just going to let it come. And if you guys have anything that you ever want to share, you want to share your story, or if there's anything inspirational or a story that happens this week, you guys, I want you guys to be able to share and to also fill each other up, and to be really, really encouraged, because yes, we are all part of Lavelle and we are all thrivers. But we're all humans. We're all a group of people who really just want to be better. We want to be better for the people in our lives, for our kids, for our parents, for our friends, for our coworkers, for everyone else. And it truly, truly, truly starts from within our heart. And the better that we can be, the better that we can show up for ourselves with our mindset and taking care of us, it really, really, really can help others and go so much. So, awesome. Thank you guys for the messages. I know some of you are sending on private, so thank you. I really appreciate it. Pam, did you want to talk? Oh, there you are. Okay, we can
Can you hear me? Okay. Was I supposed to be on this? Because I'm looking at the messages now and it says all invited. Is this the 90-day like kickoff or no?
No.
Well, hey.
No. 90-day kickoff we did on Thursday. The recording is in the chat.
Right.
But no, you are more than welcome. I told everyone to hop on in the 90 days. So
okay, well, I have to tell you, I already feel like I'm accomplished with being in this group because I didn't get invited. Amber invited Keisha and I, and there were 165 messages. Like, that's what came up that said you are behind. So yesterday I listened for 4 hours. I listened a second time to Aaron and Courtney. I had listened to it live, and then I went right in to you and Amber for an hour, and I was like, I was so lost because the problem in Messenger is you can't comment to everybody live because it's like way back.
Oh.
Now I'm live, I'm up to speed, but I'm like, uh-oh, am I in the wrong group? But I will be on every Zoom. I am committing to that, and I am really excited. I'm so blessed that you guys are doing this. I just feel like I want to do this 90-day, and I want to do the 90-day in Thanksgiving. I want to keep going.
Good. I'm so glad. Yes, I'm so glad. 90-day Zooms we're doing them every Thursday night. And those will be like very specific for training and, very hard hitting on moving your business. But you are absolutely welcome. I told everybody in the 90-day to hop on this too. And I'm glad you're here.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for coming. And I hope you all have an amazing week. And let me know if there were what changes and if you were at a crossroad and which road you chose. All right. Love you guys. We'll talk soon.